Hey everyone, this is Mike with Class1ModelWorks.com, and I'm here to give you guys a tutorial on how to install one of our brand new loads onto one of your depressed center flat cars. So this load that we're going to be working with today is a piece of a pressure vessel system, and this one section of this is going to be put into wood cribbing that will go on the deck. Now the thing that's nice is we actually supply the wood cribbing along with the pressure vessel. So it's really neat. This thing just snaps right in to place. All you have to do is just make sure you level it up inside there and it's ready to mount on your car. Now the wood cribbing we send with it is going to look something like this. It's a little lighter in color, something that's a little bit less aged wood. I like a more aged wood look when it comes to cribbing because they're going to use stuff at the shop that was just laying around, and what are they needing? They're not going to go all out a lot of times and buy a lot of new wood, although some installations may require that. So I basically took a little bit of Poly-S railroad tie brown and did a little dry brushing and turned this into this, which I think looks a lot better for going on the car. I think you guys might agree on that. The thing that's nice with with this cribbing that we've done for this is literally the vessel just fits right in that nice and snug. Almost it's a snap fit on that, so you won't have any problem mounting it where it goes. And it's got some little indentations in here, just like on the actual prototype photo that we had. So basically, it's ready to go. So to begin with, to start mounting this on the car, what we want to do is position this on the car because you want to get it nice and centered up in the bottom of the well. Well, this particular framework here fits very nicely right into the bottom of the well. Now, the thing is, the railroad's going to want this so that it's not shifting laterally side to side or rotationally. So what they basically are going to do is they're going to be welding in onto the deck little bits of large angle into the corners that will secure this load and keep it from shifting. So basically we're going to do the same thing. So we've got 4 angles here, and we're going to get those all mounted down. We want to leave the cribbing loose at this point because we've got some other things that we've got to do with it. But we're going to use it here to help us get these situated and installed. So again, I'm going to make sure I've got that end to end pretty much centered up. And you see here when I've painted my angle, I've left a little bare spot on the bottom, which will be a great receptor for your glue. Again, real tip, always make sure your tip is clear so that your glue will flow. Alright, let's try this all again here. Add a little bit of glue on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to tuck this right down into the corner. Again, make sure that we're side to side good. We're going to tuck this right down in and up against the wood here. And then we'll kind of pull this away and we'll set it. A little bit of kicker. And then we'll repeat that process on all 4 corners. Okay, we've finished up and we've got our angles now on the deck, and we'll check this again to make sure it's oh yeah, that's a real nice fit in there. Fits in real good, so we'll be good to go. So our next step, we'll set this aside for now. Next step we're going to work on is making all of this tie down that ties the load to the cribbing. So as you can see here, there's a number of bars in here that all tie this down into the cribbing. You can see the mounting spots for those tie downs. So we're going to work on installing those first as we get our piece set into our cribbing. So first, let's go ahead and what I've done here is I've pre-made all the little pieces that I'm going to need. The 4 corner slots out here, since they're further out, they're wider out on the cribbing from the holes that are in the cribbing. they need to come over on an angle, kind of like you saw in the picture there. So what I've done is we've gone in and we've pre-made those pieces so that it makes it a little bit easier on the installation. The ones in the middle, those are going to be pretty much straight down, straight through. They'll have a little bit of an angle to them. So at this point, what we can do is position this, and to keep it in place, first we're going to make sure that we're squared up here and nice and level across the face. Yep, that's going to look good. So let's put a little super glue on here and get this thing anchored down to the cribbing. Pardon my cough. Again, as we're getting the glue set, we're using a long setting, and the CA we're using the 15 seconds so that we can make adjustments on the fly without setting up on us. So yeah, there we go. We're looking good. So it's mounted in the base. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the easy ones, and we'll get those here going right up the four center ones. So what I do with these, since they're straight, I go in from the bottom. As you can see, the holes are all the way through the cribbing. So that gives you a nice starting spot to get your wire in and get it going. So you can see that we just can feed it right in and feed it right on up into the hole on the pressure vessel. Alright, so now we've got it up into the hole here. So what we're going to do then is secure it with just a little touch of CA on the bottom. And then we're going to trim this off flush at the bottom of the cribbing. And then we're going to go ahead and repeat this process for all four of the center tie downs. Okay, we've finished installing all of our center tie downs here, so you can see those on both sides here. Those are in, we're ready to go, and now it's time to do the outside ones that have the little jog in these things. So what we're going to do is take these, and we're going to start in the back here. Because this hole does not penetrate all the way up through, we have to make a little bit shorter end on this. But what we're going to do is we're going to feed this up from the bottom, and then pull the joint, the little jog through, and then we'll tie that down and glue it into the base. Alright, and then we'll just repeat that process again on all four corners. So we've finished getting all of our tie down braces between the pressure vessel and the cribbing on both of the sides, so we're ready to go ahead and install this on our car. So again, basically we've laid out our little angle irons here for placement on the car, so make sure we've got the good fit. Looks good. So then what we're going to do is get some CA on here and make sure you put it to the inside of the wood slats here, and a little bit in here, and that way it doesn't leak out the edges and kind of look nasty and ugly on you. Alright, we'll get that placed down, and if you want to, you can say that this is good, but what we want to do is work on getting in some of this X bracing that actually ties the load to the car itself. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and weld on, do a weldment with a piece of angle or a piece of channel or whatever for your wire to feed through. That could be look like it's welded to the deck just for something different. There's many ways to do this, and it's up to you how you want to go ahead and do that. Thing is, we want to try and keep this tight in here, taut. So you don't want a lot of extra play in there. You want this to look like a nice tight rod going across here, which is what we have here now. So then here we've got our line down through here. We're going to give it just a little bit of tug to make sure that we keep that taut. Bend it up, and we'll CA that in place. with a little bit of accelerator. And then we'll trim the end off. Trim it nice and close to your deck. And you have your tie down. And now you just repeat that for all four corners. And crisscross the bracing. That keeps stable, helps to stabilize the load. And we're going to finish that up now. Okay, we're just getting down to our last tie down here. Let's get the CA set. And we're going to nip off the end here. And then we'll just make sure that our cables look nice and taut. And that's going to finish this load. So this is our pressure vessel section and cribbing that goes with it. All the tie downs, all the wires, it's all included in the kit. You can also mount this. You can do this. It's rather simple. Take your time, do it right. Go to class1modelworks.com, order one of your loads today. We have 3 brand new ones.